Thank you for joining me earlier. Now, I would like to talk about the indirect tax proposals. As you know, that the finance minister has tried to rationalize most of the indirect tax proposals, and he has not touched the basic rate of custom duty. It remains at 10%. Uh, of course, he has resulted, increase in the import of certain products, especially half-cut diamonds and the cut and polished diamonds. Half-cut diamonds were earlier at nil rate of duty, now raised to 2.5%. Cut and polished diamonds from 2% to 2.5%. Duty on stainless steel has gone up from 5% to 7.5%, so resulting into some bust up for the infra projects. On the certain telecom products which were being brought in uh, by by way of the we were trying to bring them in as the basic products. Uh, that has been away with. So now the telecom products, which are not the banking products, cannot come at nil rate of duty. So 10% duty has been imposed. I think these kind of measures will encourage the local manufacturing of those products. So on the whole, I think the indirect tax proposals are the having focus on increase of manufacturing in India, and I'm sure this will give a fillip to the manufacturing activities in India, which I'm sure will result into better employment and more youngsters getting jobs and getting fulfilling their dreams. So, if we look at the other aspects, what they have done is the fatty acids and crude oil duty has been reduced from 7.5% to nil. For manufacturing of soap, so soaps will become cheaper because the basic crude glycerin, which was earlier being imported at 12.5%, will become nil. The other ethyl alcohol and other basic industrial um, usage products have also been duty has been reduced. The duty reduction has happened on the LCD and LED TV also on the panels before 19-inch. Earlier, there was an anomaly that they were being imported at 10% duty, whereas a panel more than 19-inch was being imported at nil rate of duty. So this anomaly has been corrected. I'm sure this will result into more LED and LCD production in India, and people will graduate from CRT TV to LCD and LED TV, and those who cannot afford a very big screen TV can also enjoy up to 19-inch LED or LCD TV. So this is good for the electronic industry. The color picture tube manufacturing also, the duty has been made from 10% to nil because there were hardly any color picture tube manufacturers in India. This step will also increase the CRT television manufacturing, which was becoming a very uh, dying industry, and it's good for the SME sector because there are many small players who can actually flourish by manufacturing, getting the picture tube at zero duty and then selling their televisions. So, e-book readers from 7.5% to nil. So that means they want us to read more and more books on uh, you know things like Kindle and those kind of products will become more and more cheaper. And also the custom duty and CBD has been various type of coal has been rationalized. The On certain machineries and equipments for solar energy, this has also been reduced from 5% to nil. So the idea is to encourage the uh, usage of solar industry, solar energy, and of course full exemption on BCD provided on import of specified parts of LCD and LED panels for TV. What was happening? People were earlier importing the module assemblies, but now one can have the bare panel and then do the module assembly in India. So I'm sure this will boost the manufacturing in India of the panels, which was earlier being done at China or some Malaysia or some other countries. So definitely this will increase into more better manufacturing facilities in India, and will definitely lead to growth of the manufacturing sector. The special additional duty has been provided on many parts, and export duty on bauxite has also been increased from 10% to 20%. Free baggage allowance has been increased from 35,000 to 45,000. So those of you who are traveling regularly, now you can bring in products up to 45,000 rupees. Input of raw material imported from EU and DTA countries, will now attract safeguard duty. So this also give a boost to Indian manufacturing sector, because we have to protect our industry from certain imports which may be coming in from the countries like China and all. So this surely will bring smiles to the faces of small manufacturers who cannot compete with the imported products. Now, there is also, some provisions are not so industry friendly. One is the mandatory fixed pre-deposit of 7.5% of duty in case of a penalty imposed for filing appeal with Commissioner Appeals and Tribunal at the first stage itself. Now, this will lead to, the stucking of money in case there is a case which has been made out on you, uh, which is not so genuine, but you end up, depositing the additional duty, and additional 10% of duty demand on penalty imposed for both filing second stage appeal before the tribunal. So, at each stage, this has been increased. So, and this is having a ceiling of 10 crores. But I'm sure industry will represent to the finance minister or the finance minister to be more industry friendly, because if the working capital is stuck and your cash flows become tough, it is difficult for the industry to survive, uh, especially when the central excise, sometimes the demand is huge. And the central excise standard rate has been maintained at 12%. On cigarettes, of course, cigarette pan masala and all those stuff has become more expensive, but the additional duty of excise at 5% on aerated water containing added sugar. So that has also been done. But uh, the better part is that the uh, effort has been made by the finance minister to rationalize the duty. And I'm sure some people were thinking that the auto, the duty on excise duty on various cars and SUVs will increase, but he has refrained to touch them at this moment. So good news for the auto industry and also the buyers. So, but let us make sure that the growth of this industry happens. And if the auto industry is known to be a barometer of the growth of the country, so I'm sure more and more growth will take place with these kind of measures, where the auto industry has been given major relief, and the relief continues. The other this aspect, which is a little draconian, is the service tax. Now, in the service tax, although the rate has not been touched, but the payment of the interest on the service tax in case of a delayed payment, the rate of interest has been increased from 18% to in a slab in a slab manner 24% and then 30% also. Now this I'm sure the industry will represent that it should be rationalized. In any case, 18% was also very high, but making it 24% and 30%, of course, it will lead to more people depositing service tax on time and compliance. But at the same time, if there is a delay, the interest should not be so high, because the interest you get otherwise in the market is maybe 6% to 10%, but paying such a 30% kind of rate of interest will definitely not be. And service tax particularly is paid by middle level people also. And in case of default, I think penal provisions should not be so harsh. So I think we must look at that. And in case of works contracts also, the on 1st October 2014, the commitment for all works contracts have been changed. Now it will be restricted to 30%, and of course there are you know the e-payment of service tax has been made possible. So earlier also we were doing e-payment, but a few new encouraging schemes have come in. The I think in the service tax, some on the transport of goods by vessels, taxable portion has been reduced from 50% to 40%. Now this is a welcome change, because and service provider and recipient of rent a cab. Now these days, all of us use rent a cab services. It will be liable to 50% each of service tax liability in case where service provider does not take commitment. Now, that the cost of the rent a cab will increase, because the service tax will be imposed on that, and the uh, you know all these provisions will definitely lead to more compliance, more revenue from the government for the government. But of course, the cost for the consumer will go up. On the whole, if you ask me, I would rate the budget by the finance minister at 7 on a scale of 1 is to 10, and I think even Mrs. Jetli, she was on the CNBC, and she also said that I will give the budget at 7. So, if finance minister's wife is herself, rating it at 7, so I think it's reasonably okay budget. On the stock market is, you know, was showing some reaction, but I'm sure the idea is to give a fillip to the industry, and a lot of new provisions have come in where the manufacturing sector will get a boost, and also particularly the industry, electronic industry and other industries, which are which are going to be major importers in the times to come. And I was talking to somebody some economist, and he mentioned that our import bill of electronics may cross even the crude oil bill. So we can imagine the kind of uh, you know influx of the gadgets which is going to happen. And if all those gadgets are manufactured in India, then surely it will lead to more growth for the country, more employment for the country, and definitely the manufacturing sector and SME sector will get a boost. So I think on the whole, industry-friendly budget. And one major announcement on GST, which is that they are trying to build in a consensus and try and bring in GST from 1st April 2015 is a very, very welcome move. And I hope the finance minister meets this deadline and commitment so that once GST comes in, it will give a further fillip to the growth of industry in India. And I'm sure all of us are looking towards that. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this webcast, and I'm sure I'll be in touch with you from time to time, coming out with what is happening more on the Indian economy and what is happening more on the overall industrial scenario in India. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.